Good evening, visitors, and welcome to the hall my husband built. I am Sybil Hubbard, and I was married to General Thomas Hubbard for nearly 47 years. The general loved Bowdoin, and though he spent a good deal of his life in New York, this campus was never far from his mind. Searles Hall, the Hubbard Grandstand, and, of course, this building were all due to his great philanthropy. So it comes as no surprise to me that many people claim my husband's ghost still haunts this building. In fact, he and I used to live here in a suite of rooms on the second floor, so I can easily imagine his spirit abiding here. Let me tell you some of the stories I have heard, and then I will let you decide for yourself. One night, several years ago, a security officer was locking up the building. As he was walking out, he heard a voice from inside call out, "Hello?" Thinking a student must be inside somewhere, he called out with a hello of his own, and when he received no reply, he walked through the building again, searching for the source of the strange voice. He found no one. Getting ready to leave, he suddenly heard the voice again. "Hello?" He searched again, checking every room and closet, but found no signs of life. As he prepared to lock up a third time, he heard the voice again. "Hello?" The officer went ahead and locked up the building. He decided whatever was making that call wasn't something he was going to find. Another story involves a custodian working alone after midnight when the building was locked and empty. The gentleman had vacuumed the carpet that runs the length of the lobby area in front of the Arctic Museum, and then rolled it up and set it up against a wall so he could mop the floor. He went to the basement to get his bucket and mop, and when he came back up, the carpet was lying out on the floor in its original location. He rolled it up again, set it against the wall, and proceeded to mop. He locked up the building and went for a short walk while the floor dried. When he returned from his break, the carpet was once again lying unrolled on the floor. He immediately walked to the security office, left his keys, and told the dispatcher he was never coming back. A housekeeper experienced strange activity in the lavatory at the back of the building. While cleaning nearby professors' offices, she would suddenly hear the sound of water running and would discover a faucet in the bathroom had turned itself on. Finally, one night, after this had happened many times, she addressed the empty room thusly. "I don't mind you using the sink, and I don't mind you being here, but turn the water off when you're done." And that was the last time she had a problem with that bathroom. What do you think, friends? Could this be Thomas? Well, let me just mention that bathroom is just down the hallway from where our summer rooms were, and those rooms have their own stories. They've been converted to office spaces now, but some of our old furniture remains in place, and Susan Kaplan, the current occupant, claims that for years the doors of an old liquor cabinet in the office used to start shaking on their own when she was alone in the office, and that the only way to prevent this was to keep the cabinet stocked with at least one bottle of strong spirits. Along with our old furniture, this office still has an old bell we use to ring for servants. A custodian walking by the closed office one night reported that he heard the bell ringing away on its own. He understandably did not investigate further. More recently, a person seems to have had an encounter with Thomas himself. A staff person coming into the building in the very early hours of the morning saw a figure in a Civil War uniform ascending the stairs. When she got to the second floor, no one was there. The observer didn't even know that Thomas had had a distinguished career in the Civil War, so what put the image of a Civil War uniform into her head, if not an apparition of the general himself, is hard to explain. Thank you so much for stopping by. As you are leaving, you might want to try to get a glimpse of the gargoyle adorning the east side of the building's main tower. I believe it is the only operating gargoyle in the state of Maine. What does a gargoyle do? Well, They act as gutters to prevent water from collecting on rooftops, but they are also supposed to frighten away evil spirits with their terrifying appearance. But Thomas isn't evil. He is one of the best friends Bowden has ever had.